What is going on, everyone? Platinum Bees coming at you with yet another video. Today we're going to be talking about hoping for the best and preparing for the worst, and what that has to do with stacking precious metal bullion. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, everyone, so hoping for the best and preparing for the worst. What exactly does that mean? Well, I'm going to tell you. So, we stack precious metals because we see the intrinsic value attached to those metals, and we believe that that value will increase over time. Whether it's gold, whether it's platinum, whether it's even silver, we think that the rate of inflation and the never-ending inflation, the value of these metals will go up over time. So it's not just inflation alone, though, right? If there is a major economic event that causes the downward turn of all other markets, typically precious metals will hold their value and go up in value in time. The key thing I want to mention is gold. If you take a look at gold towards the beginning of March 2020, or the year 2020, the world kind of came to a standstill for a little while. And when that occurred, people were freaking out. And the stock market went way down. Now, gold dipped a little bit, but it shot straight up to its all-time high very soon after. Now, that was almost like a test run in a way. That was almost like just seeing what happens during that type of time period. So, in my own personal opinion and belief, gold is the best performer during an absolute economic crash and or depression, so to speak, or very large recession. And so, by stacking precious metals, what we are doing is we are preparing for the worst. Now, we should always be hoping for the best, right? We hope that our metals increase in value over time, and typically speaking, with the rate of inflation at an average of 2%, or at least that's where it's supposed to be year in and year out, we will see the price of goods and services go up, and some of those goods include precious metals. So even platinum falls into that category, in that platinum has a finite value attached to it, and if this costs something now, it will most likely cost more in the future when the value of the dollar is less. Now, I'm comparing this to the United States dollar, but every single dollar across the world basically is a victim of inflation, right? Your dollar is not able to buy what it once used to be able to do. Take, for instance, this $1 bill. This $1 bill is printed, and it's not even paper. I forget what it is. I think it's cotton or something like that. But in the United States, we have $1 bills. And this $1 bill, when I was a kid, used to be able to get me a whole lot more than what it is able to get me today. It essentially can't really buy me much of anything today. I might be able to find a can of something or another at a grocery store for like 75 cents, but realistically speaking, this is not going to get me hardly anything in today's market. Now, the same thing goes with precious metals. Way back in the day, all of these metals were worth a lot less, but they weren't really worth a lot less because the dollar was worth a lot more. So, realistically speaking, you're really hedging yourself against inflation with the price of precious metals over time. So that's one extremely great benefit to stacking precious metals. Now, that's a way you prepare to secure the value of your dollar against inflation. Because let's see the date on this dollar. It's 2017, so it's not that old. Back in 2017, this didn't buy a whole lot more. I'm sure it bought a little bit more, but it hasn't inflated an extreme amount in just 4 years. But let's take a look at inflation years and years prior, and we'll see a great difference. If this was, say, a 1995 $1 bill, or a 1985 $1 bill, which the U.S. usually takes older bills out of circulation once they've been used. You can still find some older bills here and there, but realistically speaking, most older bills are taken out of circulation. So the date's always going to be rather current on most bills you find in your wallet. But if this was a 1985 $1 bill and it was printed in 1985 and I got it in 1985 and I held on to it all the way from 1985, this has become essentially worth less than what it was back in 1985. So that's the general gist of inflation. And that's what we are really preparing for. Now, we should, as people who value the work we put in for the money that we earn, hope that there is deflation. Now, no one actually believes that there will really ever be deflation, and the government isn't showing itself to be one particularly who cares that much about inflation. Just simply the fact that 2% average per year is okay is kind of mind-boggling. Why would you be okay with your dollar losing value every single year? I don't really know. I don't really understand it. I know some of the experts like talking about how inflation actually helps for some reason or another, but nevertheless, what we're doing is we're preparing for the worst when we stack precious metals. And that is all precious metals, in my opinion. Now, we should always hope for the best, like I also mentioned, because we want our dollar to be worth more, because when the worst comes, yes, we stackers will be prepared, but it's still going to make life difficult, because unless we have literally a boatload or a truckload, literally, of precious metals, those precious metals are only going to be able to take us so far. We will be better off than some people, but we're not going to be completely immune to everything going on around us, right? Because we still need income, we still need money to thrive and live. We might be able to survive off the precious metals for a little while if there's an economic downturn. But realistically speaking, they're not going to carry us for the end of time unless you have millions of dollars or something like that in precious metals. Now, as far as precious metals going up, we do want to see them go up in value. And as long as inflation does stay at a relatively low level, chances are in most of our lifetimes, at least most of the individuals watching this video, around the time it's released, will most likely see the value of their precious metals go up, the value of the dollar go down, but not down so much that it just completely crashes and burns. Now, it could happen. It could very well happen, and a lot of people will tell you it's going to happen. I can't say that for certain, but if it does, at least we are prepared, right? And again, prepare for the worst, hope for the best. That's the whole main thing with stacking precious metals. Some of the other aspects of preparing for the worst, hoping for the best, are in the hoping for the best aspect of things, especially with the industrial metals like platinum and silver, you are hoping for the best, and your hoping for the best can also benefit you with the stacking of the precious metals. So if the economy is blowing and going, cars are being manufactured, so platinum's being used, all the other industries that use silver are blowing and going, so silver is being used, the value of those metals are going to go up. If the economy is good, gold could go up as well, but realistically it sticks a little bit closer to inflation. But inflation continues to occur year in and year out. So realistically, it's almost a win-win with precious metals. Now, we always want to diversify our investment, so this side of the investment platform and the investment field, as far as what you put your money into, is that hoping for the best, preparing for the worst. Something like stocks and real estate and things like that, you are really hoping for the best, and although you're somewhat prepared for the worst, more so with real estate than stocks, you're more so hoping for the best with that investment avenue. But that's why it's important to diversify, because you should always hope for the best and prepare for the worst. This is preparing for the worst. Stocks and real estate are hoping for the best. If you mix the two, you'll be prepared regardless of which way the economy goes. And so that's what I wanted to drive home in this video, and the point I've been trying to make is stacking precious metals is all about hoping for the best, preparing for the worst. I know I've said that like 20 times in this video, but it's really a point that I want to drive home, and I want to get you guys' thoughts and opinions on it. So if you wouldn't mind, leave me a comment in the comment section down below, letting me know, do you stack precious metals because you are hoping for the best, preparing for the worst? Do you do it just for fun? There's a lot of people who like stacking different pieces, and it's simply just a fun hobby of theirs. Let me know all that down in the comment section down below. Let me know what your thoughts are on this video. I'd love to hear from you all. Be sure to hit that like button on your way out. Hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with future updates on my channel. With all that being said, until next time, we'll see y'all.